I went ahead and added in my guidelines first, followed by my reference photo that I drew the other day. I went ahead and started working on the body, trying to implement the shape that I read in a book called Forced Animal Drawing, which was recommended by the YouTuber Cat, if I'm pronouncing that right. She explained how to draw cats really well. I do recommend her video. The book is $52, but if you're poor like me, you can just get the PDF that I'll leave in the description below. The legs was another thing I was struggling on, which was a lot because I'm still new to digital art, but I just kept trying over and over again. Eventually, I got something I was happy with after moving it around a bit. I then went ahead and I got the back legs in, got the belly and the chest a little bit, and lastly the tail and then the other hind leg. I then went through and started sculpting out the face and fixing the chin a little bit, adding in the eye, which I ended up looking references for and did it over and over again. Once I got the eye fixed up, I then went ahead and started working on the ears, which was a little bit tricky. I had to look up a reference photo. Reference photos are really do come in handy because you never know, you might forget how pointy the cat's ears are. I then went ahead and made the tail nice and floofy, but kind of toned it down a bit. I adjusted the head until I liked it, and then I went ahead and what am I doing? Oh, I'm adding in another layer. This here is the other sketch where I'm putting in all the juicy details like fur and the cuts on his ear, the cuts on his paws. I was also struggling with the toe beans. Like, oh my God, when I was in high school, like 6 or 7 years ago, the toe beans were not that hard to draw. The paws were kind of easy. But now, it's been years, and I'm not even drawing on paper. I'm drawing on a tablet. And this is hard. But eventually I got it. I went ahead and started floofing up the tail, got the face in. I wanted him to have a big muzzle, not like big, but like thick and short like a cat, because he's a cat. I also fixed up the eye. I then went through and got his chest fluff. I then went through and started outlining his legs and fluffing up the back of his legs and the bottom of his tail. I traced in the other feet and claws. I then fixed his shoulder a bit. I went ahead and copied a square image of his face basically to like round it out, and I went ahead and started sketching in that. Now the eyes I was having trouble with. So I ended up trying to fidget around with them, thinking maybe they were at the wrong angle, but turns out I just drew them wrong in general. But eventually I got it. I went ahead and I colored in the eyes, adding in the nose and also the muzzle after that. I did try adding in like an evil frowny face, but that didn't go well, so I deleted it. And the front legs for the front view, oh my God. I had tried this over and over and over again. You don't know how much footage I had cut. And it's just me messing with the back front legs, and I mean the back view and the front view and going big and small, and deleting and undeleting. And oh my God. But eventually I figured it out by using references. Who knew? I then went ahead and sketched in the tail that I forgot about, and then I made it kind of floofy because I'm pretty sure he's medium haired. At least that's what I think he looks like in my brain. I then went ahead and added some ear floof, and then I started coloring him. I chose a darker color since I remember him being a dark brown tabby in the books, and that's also what Google said, so the wiki fandom for warrior cats. I sketched out, not sketched, but deleted most of the coloring to get it all nice and lined up. I then went ahead and started adding in his claws that I had originally forgot on his front view, and I went ahead and made them white until I decided what color I actually want them to be. I then added in his secondary color. Now, once that was in, I went ahead and I started adding in some stripes. This is kind of satisfying to watch, so I'm just going to let this play for a sec. I went ahead and started adding in his scars. I knew he had one on his face. I didn't know if he had any anywhere else. I didn't find anything online, but in my head, I see him having more since he's an experienced warrior. I then went ahead and colored in the eyes, also adding some highlights. I went ahead and started adding in some descriptions like his legs and how they look, also his stout length, medium hair, his scars and what shape they are, and how big they are. Also pointing out that the stripes on his tail are going to be three and they're going to be somewhat the same size no matter what angle you look at, just based on it. I didn't want to add too many stripes because I do plan on animating him for an animatic idea I have. I went through and I flipped the canvas and I made it to where he's facing the opposite way. I deleted his stripes and I added some new ones. So yeah, that's my character turnaround of TigerClaw. I do plan on doing more angles. I just wanted to get my thoughts out on paper and I decided to record it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm thinking about doing Firepaw next for his character turnaround. And bye!